Now at 11, a return to safety for a U.S. service member missing in Iran. The latest on the conflict in the Middle East. Back in our area, a St. Helens man credited for stopping an attack that could have ended much worse.
The other guy was not stopping. He was hitting him full force.
And with gas pricing rising higher, faster, how some businesses are trying to stay afloat.
It's kind of like watching a car wreck in slow motion.
Thanks so much for joining us at 11. I'm John Adams. Our top story tonight, the war in Iran. Two U.S. officials tell NBC News the second pilot from the downed jet in Iran has been rescued. President Trump mentioned the pilot is hurt, but, quote, will be just fine. It followed 2 days of an all-out military search after an F-15 fighter jet with 2 American crew members on board was downed. Another official says that 2 Black Hawk helicopters involved in the search efforts were hit by Iranian fire, but thankfully made it out of Iranian airspace. There were minor injuries to service members, but all of them are safe. Earlier today, President Trump posted on social media saying Iran has 2 days to make a deal to open up the Strait of Hormuz, or, quote, all hell will rain down on them. It follows the president's 10-day deadline, which ends on Monday. But so far, Iran continues to block the strait. Back in our area, police across the Portland metro were on the search for the suspects behind an armed robbery at Washington Square Mall. It happened just after 6 with initial rumors that there was gunfire at the mall. Police found out it was a smash and grab at a jewelry store with the suspects driving away and out of Tigard police jurisdiction. The Washington County Sheriff's Office told us tonight Portland police followed the suspect until they got into Washington State. No one was hurt in the robbery. A hiker is in the hospital tonight after falling more than 100 feet down an embankment. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office shut down Southeast Stark between 35th and Kerslake Road just after 4 today while they responded. They say one of the 2 hikers fell about 150 feet, suffering a broken femur and skull fracture. The road was open about an hour later after the hiker was rescued and taken to the hospital.
I saved that guy's life, and I'm really grateful.
A St. Helens man is being called a hero after he intervened to help a man who had been stabbed multiple times. We spoke with Larry Moran earlier this evening as he recounted what happened. A typical Tuesday turned into a life-changing moment for a St. Helens man. On March 24th, Larry Moran was heading downstairs when he heard a commotion from down the hallway.
Screaming and yelling, and I went running. I see this young, skinny kid just pounding away on this heavy-set guy that was on the ground.
Moran says there was blood everywhere. Little did he know one of the men had stabbed the other with a knife multiple times.
Jumped right on him, grabbed him by the front, held him like this as hard as I could, okay, like a bear hug.
Moran says the struggle lasted nearly 10 minutes.
And I kept telling him, no more, man. He's had enough. We got to get him downstairs to the ambulance.
The attacker eventually listened to Moran's words and allowed the victim to be taken downstairs in the elevator. The man Moran restrained has been identified as 21-year-old Harrison Mugrage. He was arrested for attempted murder.
And thank God he didn't have the knife when I came running and grabbed him. Grace of God, thank God he didn't.
Moran's wife says she isn't surprised her husband stepped in to help.
He has this heart that is just great. He is a very great man as far as I'm concerned.
Neither is Colette George, who lives down the hall.
If we need something, Larry's there, and he'll protect us, and if there's trouble, he says, come get me.
The man who was stabbed by Mugrage is still in the hospital. Moran is being called a hero for saving his life and is now encouraging others to do the same if given the opportunity.
No more of this. I don't want to get involved. Please help somebody. I did. You can.
And good on Larry for helping out. Also new tonight, Portland police arrested one person after a protest march that ended up in front of the mayor's house. This is video from a previous demonstration. Officers arrested 20-year-old Mila Payne after they say she threw a glass object like a vase toward the home. The home was not damaged. Because of booking restrictions, she was not put in jail, but was criminally cited and expected to appear in court. Police in McMinnville had to call in the state's bomb squad after finding suspected pipe bombs. Yesterday afternoon, McMinnville police and Yamhill County deputies went to Evergreen Mobile Park to serve a restraining order, but it led to a search warrant as part of a stalking investigation. During that search, officers found what they believed to be bombs. OSP's bomb squad deactivated them. Police arrested Evan Myhack, who's now in the Yamhill County Jail. And an unfortunate update out in Washington's Pacific County. The young whale that swam into the Willapa River has died. That's coming from Cascadia Research Collective, which also said they're working to see if the area is safe enough for them to conduct an examination. They asked the public to stay away from the whale. Well, the first Saturday of April brought sunny and warm conditions with highs around the mid-70s, and tomorrow for Easter Sunday is going to be even better. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri is here to let us know how warm things are going to get. Joe, are you still thinking there's a chance we could see some record-breaking temperatures?
I am. You start off April, it's going to be April showers. Well, that is not the case, at least the next couple of days. I don't have a drop of rain in the 7-day forecast, which I'll talk about in my detailed forecast. But for your Easter Sunday, temperatures will be in the upper 40s starting things off. So if you're going to have those early morning brunch plans, service plans, you might want to grab the light jacket. By midday, we're going to be seeing temperatures close to 70 degrees. Yeah, and that's no mistake. By the afternoon, we'll be looking at daytime highs flirting with 80 degrees. Now, the record is 77 degrees, set back in 1977. I think it's going to be pretty close, and I think there'll be some locations that get very close to that 80-degree mark. Now, we will have some high clouds, so that could keep us a little bit on the cooler side, but still not by a whole lot. Similar to what we saw today is what we'll be running into for Sunday. So as we go into tomorrow, you can kind of see some areas of clear skies, but those clouds will kind of thicken up at times by the later part of the afternoon. And as we look at tomorrow, your temperatures, you'll be seeing temperatures by the early part of the afternoon in the low 70s. Yeah, I think there's a good chance, John, we're going to be seeing a few locations getting close to that 80-degree mark. Will we get there? I don't think we'll get there that warm. Regardless, it's going to be a picture-perfect Easter Sunday for everyone. All
right, Joe, thanks so much. We'll see you later in the show. An update now to a downed tree in downtown Portland that was blocking an entire street. Now, we swung by the Southwest Market Street by the Keller Auditorium and confirmed that the tree we had seen earlier in the evening has since been removed. No word on how long it had been blocking the roadway there. New today, it was a chance for people living in Portland and the people running it to learn a little bit from each other. At the Portland building on Southwest 5th, the city held a budget open house event. People were invited to drop in and engage in the city's budget process while also sharing feedback on topics impacting the community. This one specifically covering District 4.
Oh, people love the things that they love. They love our parks and recreation. They love that we do something about affordability, homelessness, and addressing infrastructure in our city. So these are all things that we'll be taking under consideration as we develop the mayor's proposed budget.
The next one, which will cover District 3, will be held on Wednesday evening. In other consumer news, gas prices continue to rise as the war in Iran continues. That's tough for every driver, but the pain is really being felt harder for people whose livelihoods depend on it, like food truck operators. Even if they only travel a short distance, their generators run all day long.
Oh, it's brutal. Like even when I go to get my own gas, because I live, over in Milton, and what used to be $40 for, half a tank of gas is now $60. Like, it's insane.
Experts say higher transportation costs will lead to price increases for just about everything we buy. An update to the partial government shutdown. All Department of Homeland Security employees are getting paid after President Trump signed a memo Friday directing DHS to pay all of its employees. The memo authorizes paychecks for more than 35,000 employees, including those at FEMA, the Coast Guard, and the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, all who have gone without pay since funding was stopped on February 14th.